So this US oil analysis for Monday the 10th of September. Now let's just have a look at prices and where prices may like to go. So previously here on the US oil, we've had prices come down towards the 6712, brief rally up towards the 400 period moving average, and at 6773 had this brief consolidation, saw this further breakdown towards the 6712, trade through 6712, and at 67 didn't quite get down towards the 6671. We have seen the buy side momentum come back into the market, take us above the 6712, sort of follow through to the upside, taking us beyond 6773, and currently we're testing 6819, which is sitting slightly above the 400 period moving average here. So if we can hold on to 6819, very next level of note here to the upside that we are looking at is move towards that 6951. Previously in there we've encountered resistance, we may just see resistance there again, but if we can successfully navigate the 6951, the very next level of note is of course a move towards 79 here on the US oil. Wouldn't expect price to move much beyond 779, but if we did, possibly move towards a 7150 here on the US oil. If, however, we do fail to hold the 6819, retest of 6773, 6712, and if we do see that follow through to the downside here, may just see price down towards 6671. If we are successful in breaking 6671 here to the downside, the very next levels of notes here are moves down towards the 6612. And beyond that, we're looking for price down towards that 65.60 here on the US oil. What we'll do now is have a look here at the weekly charts, see how prices are developing. So on this weekly chart of the US oil, we can see we're in this uptrend on the US oil. Somewhat broke out of the trend somewhat. We did see that bullish buy side momentum come into the market, but we did more recently posted a somewhat rather bearish week last week. It did close pretty close to lows, not quite there. I've seen a brief rally so far, so we may just see a bit more deeper retracement here on the US oil. Overall, the prior trend was to the upside, but we've seen a increase in volatility. We've seen deeper retracements, and prices do appear to be breaking out of this somewhat uptrend on the US oil. So we might see a consolidation or a further pullback. As we can see, with our highs around at $75 a barrel, and we've had this brief rally towards the $70 barrel mark. Just in and around that $70 barrel mark, and we've seen that sell side momentum coming back into the market. So we'll see if we do continue to see this sell side momentum follow through to the downside here on the US oil. And finally, we'll have a look here at the daily chart. So on this daily chart, we can see here we've had prices previously find support in around 64.75 with a confluence of 200 period moving average. We've had this rally above the 70.79 here towards that $71 a barrel, rejected as indicated by the wick for our lows, and we've seen that momentum fall through from our lows all the way down towards that 67.12, from which we've found support as indicated by these wicks here. So we'll see if this rally takes us up towards that 69.51. Beyond that, we're looking for that 70.79, or if this rally turns around and we do fail to hold above 68.19, or we do have major resistance around 69.51 as the prices continue to fall here on the US oil. Now, we were looking for potential head and shoulders to set up here on the US oil, and that was dependent on prices rallying towards that 72/73 dollars a barrel mark, and failing at that level for prices to then return towards that 64.75 or so here on the US oil. At present, we've gone into a bit of a pullback, so we'll see if we do have that realignment with this bullish buy side momentum that we previously saw come into the market from that 64.75 without a confluence of the 200 period average, taking us back up towards that 72.88 in around that 73.16 mark. Or if we do fail to head in that direction, may just see prices retrace all the way back down towards that is that 66.71. Just bear with me a second here. In towards that 65.60, where we do have not only the horizontal level, but we also have the 200 period moving average at present. So that does increase likelihood in a bullish bounce at that 65.60 level. If we were to see that retracement all the way down towards that level, we do have the confluence, therefore increased likelihood in a bullish bounce. But at present, there does seem to be more recently over the past couple of days or so a bearish underpinning, even though we found support in around that 6712. So we'll see how far this rally takes us, and whether that sell side momentum returns to the market. And with that said, that pretty much wraps up the US oil analysis. Thanks for watching.